I tell her get low, gon' rock with me. You gon' mess around now and get a shopping spree. I'm now in your possession like apostrophe. Oh, enough with all the talking, I just told her say less and do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her do more, do more, do more, do more. Go ahead, set the mood right, dirty like a food fight. You been working all day, load it up in 2 nights. Do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her, and she gon' work that round. I'ma mess around and drown when she drop that down. No more phone me blowing up, I like not right now. Oh, I swear that she in next the way she work that mouth. Whoa, automatic cause she move, she be cousin static. I be straight up like an addict, might become an addict. Now I gotta have it, had enough with all the moves, yeah, move here. Ooh, let me grab it now, I'm on 1 year. Now I'm not done yet, told her wait right here. I'll be back one sec, this is just time out, this is not no way. Go and grab that friend, then you know what's next stage. You been rockin' with an all-star, baby, and I know you coming early like a five-star, baby. Packing out the seat, this ain't no hostile, baby, and they know me in the city like a mob star. I tell her get low, gon' rock with me. You gon' mess around now and get a shopping spree. I'm now in your possession like apostrophe. Oh, enough with all the talking, I just told her say less and do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her do more, do more, do more, do more. Go ahead, set the mood right, dirty like a food fight. You been working all day, load it up in 2 nights. Do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her,
Hey, yo, Jay, can we get some ratchet one time?
Look, I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peace, you gon' see the flex when you hear these writtens. Trust me, you know the difference. I got a long ways to climb before you see a slippage. I see the process and the journey I'm supposed to be, but perplexed, cause I don't really see nobody close to me. Hopefully this ain't wasted and I know it ain't. You gotta take the time for seasoning to marinate. You need the patience and the pressure just to detonate. I'm trying to blow up and these heathens need to get it straight. Gifted with a vision and precision, I'm just trying to make it high key. Might be breaking free like I was Zion in some Nikes. Tucked at the crib, bro, you know just where to find me. Making beats and spitting crack verses pretty likely. Yeah, socks with the burst, boy, I ain't changed a bit. Normal guy till I die, you know what it is. You probably thought I'd give up now that I got some kids, but really now I got these arrows aiming at your ribs. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas. Hey, please be on the notice, these my motives. Bought my chicken and it's rotis. You parsimonious, you take it all cause you a locust. My focus is to grow this mission. A visionary, get a dictionary. We here off the ribbon, we ain't sharing, we just caring. Let me speak it to the manager. We damage her, no you ain't messing with an amateur. I'm ramming, the competition ain't standing up. They fanning from left to right cause now they branded us. Now who that is? Mike Jones, they ain't want me now, they all on me. Got counterfeits trying to play me, I guess they thinking I'm Sony. These big head dummies showing up and out of their character. Homie, you need a price cause without it the squad ain't hearing you. Top of that, we ain't fearing you. We swinging for the fences with the sting of a left hook that connects with Sonny Liston. I'm dismissing any and all of the disrespect. Nonetheless, it ain't a threat, I'm just letting y'all know who's next. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas, you gon' see the...
Coach, what's next for me, Joe? I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f*** is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Space showing for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, though they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, so nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand, yeah. I got the team by my side, right hand, yeah. Take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that, yeah. And it's the dream, and we coming for the bag, yeah. And we ain't ever going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out, here we go. At the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On the road, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And shout out to the Mafia. We are seeing that crazy volatility come into the market here, guys. We are kind of just going sideways for the past hour or so. But we are seeing some pumps and dumps. And, guys, if you saw the live stream last night, you will know we were looking for a push as we were in that long position with the Premium Discord, looking for that long up to a very specific level. We were then looking to take a short position, and we got to push right into that level of resistance, and we did get the rejection from that level. I am long and short at the same time right now. I'm out of water. We're going to have to get Mrs. Candles back up here. But, yeah, we're in a long, we're in a short. I'm going to talk about the trades, guys, and kind of what we could be looking at next here on Bitcoin. And shout out to John, said, Frankie, help. You're a wizard. Every day you say you're not, but you are. We hit that 70.6K level, and died. What is next, Wizard Man? And yeah, guys, if you saw the live stream last night, we rejected off that exact level that we were looking at. Are we going to see the bigger move down? Potentially to those lower levels that we were looking at on the market update earlier today. or are we going to get a big pump to the upside? One thing I can tell you guys is the volatility is likely going to be crazy with the election here. Yeah, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. We're going to take a look at the charts. I'll tell you what the charts are saying. Are we more likely to go up or down? I'll give you my thoughts and kind of how I'm trading things, right? Even if we're wrong, I'll show you guys kind of how I'm handling the trades. But shout out to the Mafia, guys. Smash that like button if you have not already. Every 100 likes we get gives you guys some extra chances to win some free crypto. So yeah, smash up that like button. Shout out to Wayne C. What is going on, bro? He said, Frankie with the crystal ball. Shout out to Wayne C. We got Al Jr. in the house. We got Nibble Dribbles in the house. Shout out to Gen Z. What is going on, bro? We got Hodl Crypto. What is up? We got the Bitcoin Realist saying, dang, just in to Atlanta, polling stations extend voting due to a something threat. Shout out to the Bitcoin Realist. Whoa, baby. It is getting crazy out there, guys. Oh, God. I don't know. Guys, my general thoughts on the election here is in the long term, we've seen bull runs in when both parties were in the House, right? So I don't think it's going to make the hugest deal. Like, maybe we'll get some immediate price action, but I don't think it's really going to make that big of a deal in the long term. I think crypto is just going to kind of do its thing. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but I'm just going off of historical evidence here. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat. Let's see. V-Sun said, afternoon update. Was spot on like always. Yeah, shout out to V-Sun. I got that out like right before price moved. And we did see almost everything we talked about in that video play out. So guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you're missing these updates, I promise you're missing out on those crystal balls. We're not always right, but we are right way more often than we are wrong. So make sure you like this live stream, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications so you don't miss the urgent market updates. And without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts and try to figure out the next spot Bitcoin is going to go. See if we can do it for 600 times in a row. Let's get it. So here we are, guys. Bitcoin with a little bit of pumpy-dumpy action here. And I'm going to go ahead and start off on the higher time frames here as we're seeing some interesting stuff, right? So obviously, guys, my sentiment over the past week has basically been, if we pull up the higher time frame range, obviously our sentiment has kind of been, hey, potentially if we do see that liquidity above here get swept. I know I talk about this every day, but I think it's important for anybody new. We knew we had all this short liquidity. We looked for that big push above the high, and then we found those short confirmations to get the move back into the range. And ever since we got our move back into this value area high, guys, and got stuck underneath here, our next target for price was going to be that point of control, which we did wiggle around a little bit, but we did eventually wind up coming down to that key level where we did wind up taking a long position from the bottom here. Let me see if I can pull that up. I have already taken profits on this, so there is not much left in the position here, but still up $657 for that long position. And this is a risk-free trade at this point. My stop loss is still at break even, but I have taken profit. I'm trying to pull up OBS so I can make sure you guys can see the actual trade. There it is. So yeah, we are in that long position, but we are also now in that short position. And I'm going to bring the short up in just a second, guys. But I will just say we were looking for price to come up as we longed this into a very key level of resistance where we were then looking to go short. And obviously the short is from somewhere up here. Not the exact level, but yeah, we'll talk about the short in just a second. But still holding a portion of that long, guys, because we do not know what is going to happen here, especially with the elections, but we can only go off of the charts, and they have been very, very, very reliable lately. But yeah, as soon as we lost that value area high, looked to come down towards that POC, we took that long position, and we looked for this to come up to the exact level that we are rejecting here, guys. And we weren't really looking at it in this context. Really what we were looking at was this context where we had this golden pocket. Actually, there was a couple of different levels here. We had the golden pocket 786 Fibonacci retracement, which is what this purple box is, $69,776 all the way up to $70,600. And that was kind of the purple box, the short zone that we were looking for a short in. And we wound up getting that little scalp long all the way up into that box. We hit final TP on that. That was kind of the full play out of that trade. We even front ran the TP, and then it just wanted to go grab that final TP for us, just hitting every single TP beautifully. I was kind of like, you know what, I'll take that. We front ran it by a couple of dollars, but nope, price had to come in and actually slap that final TP, where we were then looking to flip short within this box here, guys, in the premium Discord. And the entry here was a little bit difficult, but we came up, simply put, guys. We had the golden pocket 786 as well as this anchored VWAP coming from the high of our move here in the end of October, where we came up to kind of double tap the all-time high, sweep all that liquidity above the high, But the real question is, we are in that short, and I will bring it up in just a second, but are we going to get the bigger pullback here, potentially looking down towards about 60,500, or are we going to be able to just kind of continue to creep our way up here and break out? I'm going to talk about those kind of doors in the way of us potentially getting into all-time highs, what we need to see happen, what is Market Cypher B saying. I'm going to break it all down for you guys. But very simply put, from yesterday's live stream, we took the long. That wound up slapping full TP overnight, or I guess not fully overnight, but earlier today. And then we are now in that short position. Are we going to see that finally bring us down in a big way, or are we going to get the pump? So really what I want to look at here, guys, is obviously this is going to be key resistance. Even if we come back up in here, it is still going to be resistance. And honestly, just above this 786, guys, the real first level that we have to get above, number one, is this anchored VWAP, which is coming in right now at about $69,938, right? We've already tried to get above it once. Couldn't do it. Tried to get above it again, and then we couldn't do it, and we lost it, right? Now, I will say this big drop to the downside was a lot of long liquidations. A lot of longs did get slapped here. That is important to realize. But first level is going to be to get above that anchored VWAP, and then once we get up that above that anchored VWAP, we actually kind of front ran this 786. So if we do come up, that 786 / golden pocket retracement, and now this, you might be saying like, Frankie, there's a golden pocket here and a golden pocket here. What the heck? And this is a more local golden pocket, right? And there's a reason why we look at multiple golden pockets, guys, because we don't know if we're going to reject a local pocket or if we're going to reject, the full retracement, which is coming from, or the full retracement that I'm looking at. It's not technically pulled from the high here, but this high all the way to the low does give us this golden pocket sitting up here closer to about, going up to about 70,800. Now, if we wind up rejecting here in a big way, it's a good thing that we were looking at that local retracement. But if we continue up, get above that anchored VWAP, that is going to be kind of the next target to get above. Break 70,800, right? That's where we can look to come up to that 786. And I'll be honest, guys, this is going to be that only level that's really in the way of us blasting off to all-time highs if we do wind up coming up, right? Now, another thing to realize is we do still have a lot of liquidity above, so we could potentially do the same thing that we did on the first attempt here on that main range. If I pull up the higher time frames, right, we might just kind of come up, sweep that liquidity, and then come back down. It's really hard to call. We'd have to reassess the situation once we wound up breaking out. But just locally, that is what I'm looking at, guys. And let me pull those local levels back up. That's what I'm looking at, right? We came on down. Not only did we come down to this local POC, which was also a daily naked point of control for the long. Where's the daily naked point of control? There we go. Not only was it that, but obviously the $67,000 level, guys, as I was talking about yesterday, this is a very, very important level of support. Not even necessarily the strongest level of support, but an extremely important level of support. Also somewhat strong, right? Not that it's not strong, but, more important. It is more important than anything, right? Because, if we don't wind up holding this POC and getting a big move out of here, again, getting above that anchored VWAP, getting above that 786, and then yeeting off to all-time highs. If we are unable to get that move off that POC, guys, and we come back down and we start losing this level, it is likely going to give us a big push to the downside. And I am not first calling for $60,000, but that is the value area low of the macro range. I pray, guys, I pray to God, the crypto gods, please hear me. I pray that we're not going to see that. That is going to be the worst price action ever. It'll be the most boring thing. It'd be horrible. I don't even care because it's bearish, right? It's really just boring, right? We'll just continue in this massive range. I do not want that to be the case, but it is technically an option. Now, we don't have to really worry about that as long as we hold above the POC. If we come back underneath here, we do also have that last level of support sitting down here just below the lows. And I'm going to talk about that right now because, hopefully, really the worst case situation here is that we come all the way back down here. And again, not because it's bearish, not because that would call for a bear market or anything like that. I would still generally be bullish if we wound up coming all the way down here, right? In the long term, right? Looking at this on a weekly, monthly time frame. If we came back down to the bottom of that range, everyone's going to think, Frankie, is this a bear market? No, not even close, right? I would be looking for longs to eventually then maybe come take the highs. But that would just be extremely boring, which is sometimes for me worse than bearish, right? It sounds weird, but it is true, right? Boring price action is sometimes worse than bearish price action. Now, if we do wind up coming back down and we do not get above that anchored VWAP, flip that 786 and take off here, and I'm going to talk about Market Cypher B and kind of what that's pointing towards as well. But if we do, I am also going to be looking at some very key levels down here, guys. Now, if we wind up, now remember, this is also the value area high of our macro range, right? Not only was this our local levels, right? I know there's a lot of levels here, but don't get confused, right? Not only was this a local value area high, golden pocket 786 retracement, but it is also a bearish retest of our macro value area high, right? get stuck underneath, go to the POC. If we cannot break out of this, we are likely to see that POC again. And then on that second tap, we are definitely going to be at risk of coming lower. Now, if that bearish case plays out, and guys, like I said yesterday, shout out to the Mafia, man. I am just sticking to the plan, right? I don't know. Yesterday, we didn't even really know. This is what we looked for. We looked for the bounce and the rejection here. And, I don't know, right? It's hard to say. And especially when we get to market Cypher B, it's going to be, there are some mixed signals popping up here, especially with the volatility of the election, and FOMC tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? Tomorrow, Wednesday? Yeah. FOMC coming up too. So, things are going to get crazy. Now, again, likely going to be very washer machine type price action coming in here very soon, as I warned in the market update, and you guys see that actually coming to reality here, right? Let's get the push up, big push down, then we pump back up. Now we're pushing back up. It's a very, very choppy price action, but again, if we do wind up seeing the bearish case play out, which was the plan yesterday, looking for this rejection here, looking for the lackluster push to the upside to potentially put in a lower high and continue down. If we see that more bearish case play out, what are those next local levels, right? We're not just going to be holding on for 60K, right? We don't know if that's going to come in. But what are we going to be looking at? Simply put, the same levels that we were looking at yesterday. And number one, obviously, we'll take a look at this local range, value area high, which is what we're rejecting right now, sitting, let me spawn those levels, sitting at about $69,740, right? And then, below this, POC sitting at 67.3 all the way down to 67K, where we have the actual macro POC. And then once we lose this, value area low of this range is 65.5. But at this point, guys, once we start losing the 67.3 area, really the context I'm going to be looking at this in is going to be this $67,000 macro, or not macro, but previous volume profile. Because if we come down and we start losing that 67.3 level, that $67,000 macro POC, that very important higher time frame level, and, just to hammer this home, that POC, guys, has been the POC of this range forever, right? Forever. Overall, this price action, the most volume was transacted at this price, right? So that POC is over a long period of time. And even, I showed this recently, even if we pull this back, like to incorporate all of these lower candles, there's so much volume up here that POC stays rock solid at 67K. And so again, extremely important level. So if we start losing those levels, let me pull up the local profile again, right? If we start losing those levels, I am more likely, not only going to look at this range, right, with our value area low at 65.5, but more likely, I'm going to be looking on this range from 67K. And if you guys want to, copy these levels, feel free. But if we start losing that range, that 67-ish K range, I am going to be targeting these lows right here. There is very likely a lot of liquidity sitting down here, right? Remember we said this. There's a lot of liquidity sitting down here. And I make jokes, guys. I never want it to seem like I am going to be wrong at some point, right? Like it is impossible to have a 100% hit rate. I know things have been like spot on lately, and very often they are. But I never want to sound too cocky about this stuff, right? Like there is totally a chance that we do not come down here. But if that bearish case plays out and we're able to hold this short for longer, right? Hold the short for longer, and we lose that 67K range, guys, these wicks down here likely have a lot of liquidity sitting above. And what is that nice backstop of support that we have underneath that? Very simply put, it's going to be that value area low at 64.5. So if we start losing this level, I'm going to look for a quick move down, right, to come sweep this liquidity potentially into this value area low before then looking for long positions. Now, this is not even as low as we can go, right? This would kind of be, one scenario that we can see play out. In the most, worst case scenario, if things really get crazy, again, just looking at the macro volume profile, maybe we get the loss of the POC, we get the bigger drop down to the value area low. We also have a lot of liquidity sitting below these lows. So we could come sweep that liquidity down here and potentially take off from there. There's a million different scenarios that can happen, but we play it level by level. Right? We don't care. Yesterday, we weren't worried about coming down to 60K because we were focused on the local move up here, making money off of that, and then taking the short up here, making money off of that. Right? So we don't have to look that far into the future, but really locally, I just want you guys to keep in mind that the macro range POC at 67,000 is an absolutely pinnacle level of support. Right? We lose that. I'm simply looking down to these local ranges. Right? Get stuck under here, lose the POC. I'm looking to come take those lows into the value area low and reassess the situation when and if we wind up getting there. That's the beautiful thing about trading, guys. You don't have to predict, right? Like, Frankie, what if we don't get down there? Well, if we don't get down there, will likely get stopped out of the short, right? Either for a small loss or in profit. I haven't taken profit on the short just yet, but we'll get stopped out of the short for a small loss, and the long will continue to pay us out, right? But if price comes down there, it's an if this, then that statement, right? If price gets down here, we get those bullish confirmations, we will simply just have yet another opportunity to take longs and look for, look to make some money. Right? And then, also in that case, we'd be making a lot of money on the short as well, right? Making money, whether price is going up or down, that is the name of the game here in the Candle Mafia, guys. So smash that like button if you like making money, whether price is going up, down, or sideways. Sometimes sideways is some of the best money-making opportunities, right? Because price is pretty predictable in a range. But that's what I'm looking at, guys. Worst case scenario as of right now, I'm not looking past 64.5 if we're lucky enough to get down there. I still kind of feel like that would be lucky. I'm going to break into the market cipher TA in just a second. But I also do want to take a look here at some Fibonacci retracements, guys. This golden pocket, we never came down and tapped this. This might not, I would really like a quick tap into this level and then a break up. But we do have a golden pocket confluence there as well, right? So I will be looking at this as a zone if we are going to get down there, right? And that is just the bearish case. We're going to go over the bullish case in just a second, and then you guys let me know. Maybe we'll take a poll. I'm going to go over the bullish case, and then you guys let me know which one you think is more likely to play out. So yeah, there you go. That is kind of what I'd be looking at. Come back down. Maybe we even, I'm not a big pattern guy, but maybe we kind of. Right? What would that measured move give us, roughly? Brings you right down to that 786. Yikes. I don't know. But again, I'm not a pattern guy. That's just something I see. It's kind of trivial in my opinion. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens if we wind up getting back in there. That's what I'm looking at, guys. But let's talk about the bullish case. Frankie, what if Trump's pro crypto? What if Trump wins and we just moon? Definitely a possibility, guys. Here's one other thing I'll talk about with the election, guys. Obviously, Trump is pro-crypto. I don't think Kamala is. I'm not a big politics guy, to be quite honest with you guys. But I will say this. If Trump is pro-crypto, right, and we wind up seeing a rally into this, right, maybe this is baked in, right? We're getting this rally up, thinking that Trump is going to win. If it winds up not being the case, that could be the black swan. I don't know if I would call that a black swan, but that could be kind of the thing to give us that instant and immediate bearish price action back to the downside. Which again, in my opinion, guys, it's not like if Trump doesn't win, I don't think it's like doom and gloom for crypto forever. But I do think it's going to be a bearish reaction, probably locally, right? Especially if a lot of this is like, obviously, I don't know what they are now, but the poly markets were like heavily in favor of Trump. This could get a lot of people excited, right? Crypto starts to rally, and then you kind of get that shocker, and then boom, you get the black. Not black. I don't want to call it a black swan, but it's just kind of like that unexpected thing, right? Everyone's like, oh my God, yay, poly markets, right? And then he winds up not winning, and then we get the big move down. But again, even at that point, guys, I would not be super bearish. I would not be super bearish, right? It would just be kind of like short-term volatility, even if we came back down to the bottom of the range. I don't think that would be the end of crypto or anything like that. I still think there's a good chance of a bull run happening. Typically along with the 4-year cycle, I think that's still in the cards, right? I don't think if Trump loses, it's just going to be over for crypto, but I do think that short-term volatility can happen. That is definitely something that could potentially play out there. But again, like I really want to push that, right? Like we've seen with Democrats and Republicans in office, we've seen crypto do well, right? So I don't know how much that ties in. Maybe this is the first time. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. The one thing is I'm excited to actually see what happens. But I don't know what the poll said. Last time I checked, it was Kamala was in the lead, and then last I checked, it was Trump was in the lead. I'm sure that'll change 100 times before we actually find the answer. But yeah, we'll see. Jimbo says BTC to 15K if Kamala wins. If Cam wins. Cam is crazy. Shout out to Jimbo. I wouldn't necessarily be looking at 15K. I mean, anything is possible. I wouldn't personally be looking at that. But hey, if that did happen, actually, that would kind of hurt, right? That would put my spot bags in the red. I have a pretty good safety net on my spot bags. That would put my spot bags in the red, though. That would sting a bit. Poppy22 said black swan equals brown pigeon. Yeah, it's like more of like a brown pigeon, I guess. But yeah, I think if Kamala wins, I think it will, potentially be some short-term price action to the downside. But again, I want to be calling bear market, end of the world situation. I would just kind of be looking, again, we'll play it step by step, guys, and I will keep you updated just like we have been for, the past 3 years, 2-3 years here on the YouTube channel. We'll keep you updated with every live stream and the market updates. Dropped a market update earlier today. Keep you guys trying to make as many videos as possible to keep you guys as updated with the price action as possible. But I will keep you guys, walk you through, hold your hand every step of the way. If that does happen and we wind up actually getting a pull to the downside, looking down here, right? And like if we get those bullish confirmations, maybe that's the end of the pain, right? It was just like a little fake out dump. If not, we will just take it level by level. If we don't see those long confirmations, we will hold the short in profit, right? We're making money either way. So yeah, that's kind of somewhat of what we could potentially expect here. But I want to point out kind of the bullish case, right? Let's just say, you know what? It's just time to rip to the upside. Screw the news, anything. We're just going up. Let's take a look at Market Cipher here, right? So we do have our daily VWAP coming up. Now, again, guys, FOMC is coming up as well, right? So this is probably going to be another extreme catalyst. Like, depending on what happens to FOMC might be the bigger catalyst, right? I think that more than anything is probably going to be what sends crypto up or down. Probably lean more towards up if I'm just going based off the Fed meeting. So we'll see. Because, yeah, I think there's like does somebody know the probabilities on the FOMC? Yeah, shout out to Frederick said, I hope you see it. I hope you see this. Why aren't you updating the macro fixed range volume profile all the way? Shout out to Frederick. That's a great question. I'll answer that in just a second. But if somebody could give me the yo, Tyler says 100% chance that the meeting happens. Shout out to Tyler Durden, bro. You're hilarious, man. Yeah, so it's 91. It's like a 91% chance of a 25 basis point cut. Maybe it comes out and they're like, hey, let's drop 50, and maybe that hits the market by surprise. There's a lot, guys. Honestly, I'll be honest. If you're new to trading, I don't even know if I would recommend trading this week. Like, between the election and the FOMC meeting, like, things are going to go ballistic, right? Whether it's to the upside or downside, there's a lot of external factors at play here. We will just be trading the charts. Typically, they're on our side and in agreement with what's going to happen anyway. But, it could get kind of crazy. Cut that 50. Shout out to Goldavelli. But yeah, shout out to Frederick. He's talking about this major range. Why is this not pulled to the current price action? And the simple answer to that is I look at many different ranges, right? I look at the previous volume profiles as well as the current ones as well. So I will pull this to current sometimes to check out what's going on with the new levels. It's very close. But a lot of my analysis is based off the previous volume profiles, and this is part of how I'm able to get these predictions and all these calls very accurately by analyzing the previous ranges, right? But again, if you're out there pulling your ranges in full, right, if you're looking at the current volume profile like this, that I want to be clear about this. That is not wrong. That is totally valid, and you can 100% do that, and I do that as well, right? But I just don't let it live on my chart. I like to keep my previous volume profile that I'm looking at. I keep the previous one on there, and then if I want to look at the current, I'll just drag it to current, and then I'll just undo it when I want to go back. But you could see here, if let me see. Oftentimes they're going to be very similar, but I look at the previous ones. It's how we're able to predict a lot of this stuff. And yeah, it's just the way I pull them. So, but yeah, I look at everything, right? Like, sometimes I'll even look at a different volume profile pulled from, this isn't really the case. But I might look at a range from over here, right? These levels are going to be just as relevant as a current volume profile range, right? And the reason for that is because it's based off of volume, right? These levels are not just magical, horizontal lines I'm drawing on the chart. These are actually calculated based off of volume, right? So this old, value area low is going to be respected in the future, like AKA, right? This is pulled and stopped here, but when we come up, where do we reject? Right here, right? So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. I have a video showing you how I actually use the volume profiles on the YouTube channel for 100% free if you want to check that out. Frederick, great question. Thank you for asking that. I'm sure a lot of people have the same question. But the answer is I do look at the current volume profile as well. But anyway, let's continue on here. 60K imminent if Harris wins. Shout out to Illumina. Yeah, I mean, hey, it would line up with the TA. I wouldn't hate on that either, right? I would definitely be looking for bounces here, but if we don't get it, lower prices, 60K is in the cards, potentially if the bearish case plays out. But let's get to the bullish case here, guys. Getting sidetracked. Let's talk about the bullish case. What happens if we just rip up? I mean, to be quite honest, you got to get above the value area high. 70,150 is your major key level of resistance. Now, looking at Market Cipher, you do have your daily VWAP coming up, right? That does not look too bad. Daily VWAP coming up. 16-hour green dot was confirmed. Your 3-day VWAP, you can't really take anything away from this. This could go either way, in my opinion. You could either, get a big pump, print the green dot, or just come back out. Nothing really to take away from here. 4-day red dot is still printing. So that is a little bit more on the bearish side. Money flow also still generally trending to the downside here. But again, hard to take anything away from the high time frame money flow as it does take a long time to play out. But yeah, your 5-day VWAP on the way to the downside, looking for a red dot. Your 6-day also looking for a red dot potentially. And your weekly VWAP also curving down here. Now, money flow on the weekly looks very healthy. But these VWAPs coming down could give you another ebb or flow to the downside, even if we are going to continue up. This is not going to make me super bearish if we see these signals play out and we get a push down. I'm not super bearish, right? We're just looking for a move down and an elongated move to the upside. So yeah, I'm still bullish, just not, just like we have to keep these signals on the charts in mind. But that daily green dot, if we're going to get a big move out of here, I think that daily green dot's probably going to be the best chance we have at seeing that happen. And then, we start taking a look at some of these other time frames. 10-hour money flow on the way to the downside. 12-hour money flow, can't really take anything away from that. 16-hour money flow, same thing. 8-hour money flow on the way to the downside. 6-hour money flow in the red, VWAP rolling over. So, again, I'm sticking to the plan. Short here, long from here, into here, short there. We'll see if it plays out. If I get stopped out, I will simply take the loss and let the rest of this long, even though there's not much left in it. I've already taken a ton of profits. We'll let the long continue to play. And I mean, the short is, dang near. The short is, got to be dang near break even. Let me pull up the short real quick here. Bada boom. Bada boom. Yeah, so we're basically just sitting at break even here. Whoa. Basically just sitting break even here on the on the short. Sorry, up $100, 2.1%. This is a $50,000 position, or 49. I don't think you guys can see it, but $49,174 position. Up 2%, basically at pretty close to where I entered. So we'll see if this winds up continuing to play out. This will pay out in a very, very nice way. And simply put, guys, I will just be looking to trade the plan. I am prepared to get stopped out of this for a small loss and let the long continue to run, right? It's the beauty of being a trader. It's the most amazing thing, being able to make money whether price goes up or down. We don't have to wait for a dang, we don't have to wait for a dang bull run. We don't have to wait for the next big pump. We make money on these little ups and downs. Make money on the way up, make money on the way down. This was actually up like $500-600 on that first drop to the downside, but pretty quick recovery there. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, guys. Like I said, I said I was going to follow the plan, and I am simply following the plan, right? Like, it is very important, right? I don't just say this stuff. I actually do follow the plan, right? When I say, guys, when we come up here, Mafia, when we come up here, I will be looking for shorts, right? If I get the confirmations, I will take the trade, right? And we did get, although we didn't really get a ton of confirmation up here, we did get some low time frame bull divs, bear divs, on top of a few other things, right? We keep wicking above this, anchored VWAP. We just couldn't break the level. Almost went for the full 786 retracement. That was enough for me to lose this value area high and take it a shot, or give it a shot, rather. So yeah, we'll see if it plays out. Bada boom, beautiful play. If not, that long will continue to run. Now, coming on down to some of these lower time frames. 4-hour money flow, kind of bing-bonging around that next 4. If we're going to get the move down, 4-hour red dot is the next thing to look at, right? I think if we come down in a heavy way, I think that 4-hour red dot is going to be the thing to do it, right? 15-minute money flow also coming out pretty nicely here, right? Money flow on the 15-minute coming to the downside with a 4-hour red dot. If that red dot prints at the same time as this 15-minute money flow crossover into the red, that 15-minute money flow crossover might be the thing that gives us the bigger move down, or starts the bigger move down. So yeah, kind of hard to say here. I am long and short. I'm covered on both sides. I'm ready to I'm just waiting for one of these to get stopped out. The short will get stopped out for a small loss. The win will get stopped out in profit. Pretty good profit, right? So I have no problem with that. But yeah, we'll see. That 15 4-hour looks like it wants to come down. We'll have to see what happens. That 1-hour green dot looking to print. This looks a little bit bearish divergency, if you will, right? Money flow in the green. Get that green dot. Put in the higher high. Lower high on your momentum waves. I don't know. These are just some ideas. These are just some ideas, right? Stop out of the short. Long continues to run. Put in another bear div. Maybe you get the move down from there. Very hard to say. But that's how I'm playing it, guys. I'm in the short, just like we looked at yesterday. Still holding a portion of the long with profits locked in, just like we looked at yesterday. And we're just sitting here. Stop me out. I'll make money on the other end. Let's go. I would prefer, I do have a preference here. I would prefer, personally, to have the short play out because If I get stopped out of the short, I'll lose a little bit of money. Not a lot. But if I get stopped out of the long, I'll get stopped out in profit. So I'd rather short start playing me out and then just get stopped out of the little bit I have left in this long. I would just make more money that way. But either way, I am going to be making money. So we'll see what happens. There are mixed signals. That 1 hour looks kind of bullish, but that 4 hour, 15-minute looks pretty bearish. I don't know. But likely going to be a lot of volatility. And I will say, guys, TA is not going to play out 100% of the time. And when you have a lot of catalysts going on like this, it makes it, more likely that, the TA may get stepped on if we see some kind of crazy news or something. So there we go. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. I have a setup at 64,500 patiently waiting. Shout out to Gen Z. Yeah, me too, Gen Z. Me too. Let's go. All right, let's see. Shout out to No One said, go all in, max leverage. Yo, shout out to No One. I do not recommend that. Go in. Actually, I would say, I was going to make a joke. Go all in, max leverage, said No One. But a lot of people do that. So, but I don't recommend that, guys. Very dangerous to use max leverage. I don't recommend using 100x leverage on anything. I mean, there is if you were to use 100x leverage, right, you literally need to snipe the tippy tops and the tippy bottoms. And although we do that all the time, I do not use 100x leverage, right? It's very dangerous. We use leverage as a tool to increase our position sizes and manage risk. I know it sounds crazy. If you guys want to know how I manage risk with leverage and how you can actually use it as a risk management tool, I have a video on the channel for that. Let's go. Shout out to John Connor, said 200x, let's go. Hey, shout out to MM. What is going on, bro? Shout out to you. He said, how are you? I'm doing well, bro. How are you doing? Yeah, especially with the higher volume right now. Like, this is an absolute, people using high leverage right now, like, they are the biggest target right now. Because, like, if you're not sniping the tippy tops of these wicks, right? If you, like, oh my God, we started rejecting this anchored VWAP or, whatever it is. Oh my God, we're whatever it is, right? Like, oh, we're starting to get a rejection, right? And then wrecked. And then it just winds up going down anyway, right? And then it's like, I don't know. Let's see. I'm trying to find another example here. But yeah, this is not the 100x situation, in my opinion. I never really use 100x. If I used 100, I took 100x long recently on the stream. But you have to understand, guys, when I take 100x long, it is literally it's like the same thing as taking a normal trade for me, right? So let's say, whatever my stop loss is on a regular trade, I'm prepared to lose multiple trades with that size stop loss in a row. I don't care, right? Small loss, small loss, small loss, big win, pays for the losses, plus win, plus profit. Plus profit. When I take a 100x trade, it is simply the same thing, right? I only put enough money in the trade to lose. Like, if I get liquidated out of that 100x trade, it's just like a small stop out for me. I'm not liquidating like money I can't lose, right? So just keep that in mind. For new traders, like, just stay away from 100x leverage. I know it sounds enticing, like, oh my God, I could trade with 100 grand if I just have $1,000. Like, I know it sounds enticing, but trust me, if it was that easy to just like trade and make $1 bazillion on 100x leverage, everybody would be rich. So just trust me. I learn from someone who I already went through that, right? Or when I learned about leverage, I already thought like, oh my God, I don't have a lot of money to trade with. Now I could just use leverage and have a ton of money. I'm going to get rich. And I lost all my money, right? Just take it from someone who's already felt the pain. Please learn from my mistakes. I spent thousands and thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of hours doing this and learning through mistakes. I am a hard-headed Italian, right? I am a hard-headed Italian, and I need to learn 100 times. I have to make the same mistake over 100 times to fix it, right? Please. Don't make that pain for nothing. Learn from me. I recommend, like, now I use between 5 and 20x leverage. On occasion, I'll use 30x. But you have to understand, I'm an experienced trader, right? When I use 20x, like, I'm managing all my risk accordingly, right? I'm not just like degenerately using high leverage because I think I'm going to get rich overnight, right? So yeah. There we go. With great power comes great responsibility. Shout out to John. Absolutely. And some exchanges offer crazy leverage, like 200x leverage and stuff. Like, definitely stay away from that. It's even scarier. But yeah, with all that being said, who will win, Kamala or Trump? I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. Hopefully we find out tonight. I don't know if we're going to, though. Yo, let's go. Coldavelli said full account, 100x, full port it, 100x leverage. Let's go. Unbelievable. But yeah, we will keep an eye on this Bitcoin price action, guys, and I will update you with videos and live streams as we move forward and get new information on the charts. I do want to take a look at some of the altcoins, and we will come back here as this, maybe we see the long or the short wind up playing out in a big way on the live stream. Hopefully we can get a move here. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Cliff BTC said, Frankie, do a live 100x trade to show how crazy it is. Shout out to Cliff. Maybe we should do that. I'm just afraid. I'm just really afraid that the trade will go well and everybody will start using 100x leverage. As the one, I would have to take a bad trade on purpose to make sure that it loses, because there is a chance that your 100x long will play out, but it's very risky, right? So yeah, maybe we will do that. That's not a bad That's not a bad idea, just to show everybody, how little price needs to move to get liquidated. Yo, Poppy22 says, the bull walks up the stairs, the bear jumps out the window. Robert Kiyosaki. Yo, shout out to Poppy22. All right, let's go ahead and... shout out to Darren's going to do the alt list tonight. So, yeah, guys, if you want to see some altcoins, drop them in the chat. Darren does things will count out the votes and let us know what we're looking at. Darren, show ETH. Shout out to Bully Barry. We will start off on ETH, guys. I know everybody's thinking ETH is dead. But I'll be honest, guys. My analysis on Ethereum remains exactly the same as yesterday, right? And the weeks previously, right? Oh, by the way, I forgot to say this, guys. Real quick. I believe Femex, I will have more information on this tomorrow. I believe Femex is doing an event, a trading carnival, where you can win all kinds of prizes. It's a pretty cool event. Tony knows more details than I do right now, but I will talk about this more tomorrow. But check it out. Check out Femex. Whether you use our link or not, use our link. It'll help us out. But there are prizes to be won. I forgot to mention that. So go check that out. More information tomorrow, or I'm sure you guys can read it on the website. That was just kind of urgent news that I got right before the stream. So go check that out if you guys are interested in winning a bunch of prizes. I think it's based on trading volume. Depending on how much you trade, you get eligible for higher up tiers. But yeah, Tony D, correct me if I'm completely wrong. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here. Shout out to Ziva, Crypto Girl in the chat. Welcome in, Ziva. Thank you for being here. Do 10 100x trades to see what the average win percentage is. Shout out to Terry. Yo, Terry, you might have inspired a pre-recorded video idea. Shout out to Terry. Hang on. Let me hang on. I'm writing that down. Okay, never mind, guys. Oh no, hang on. I'm writing that down, guys. That's a really good idea. That is a amazing video idea. 10 100x trades. The problem is, if I do that and I wind up making money, it's going to defeat the purpose of the video. So I low-key hope I lose those trades. But we'll see. If we lose them, then great. It's a good lesson. If we win them, then I guess we make a little bit of money, and I don't know. Maybe we just, if we win the trades, maybe we won't put the video out. I don't know. But yeah, or maybe we'll do a live stream. I don't know. But great idea. That is, thank you guys for saying that, because that'd actually be fun. I'd be interested to see that. But yeah, take a look at Ethereum, guys. Same sentiment. We deviate above the high. We deviate above the high. We deviate above the high, right? This is, not guaranteed, but, every time we come up here, everyone gets super bullish, for no, I don't want to say for no reason, but just they get bullish, but it's I wish I could ask, what is your purpose for being bullish, right? You see people oh my God, Ethereum about to blast off, and it's they're making the claims because we're pumping, and it's well, why do you think this though? Because the charts are saying down, right? We're deviated above the high, and again, we can break out of here. We will break out of here at some point, but when you deviate above the high with bearish confirmation, it is much more likely to return back into the range and head towards your POC, which we did. Again, come down and almost tap perfectly. So I would just be looking at the same sentiment here, guys, right? The volume profiles are my guiding light. They are my candle. They are my crystal ball, right? If we come down, right, and as long as we're below this value area high, that POC is on the table. If we come down to that POC and we lose it, I'm simply going to be looking down to the value area low, where we have a daily, a value area low, and another fresh daily. This is the big zone of support for Ethereum. Now, are we going to hold it? I'll be honest, guys. I don't know. I like when we have all this liquidity sitting down here between 2150 and 2113. In my opinion, like I think there is a possibility of coming down there, right? Especially if we get some kind of like flash crash for some reason, right? Like I said, that brown pigeon that could potentially happen, or whatever it is. Like maybe we just get a push down for some reason. Bitcoin dumps, right? If the bearish case plays out on Bitcoin and we get a dump, like Ethereum could easily come sweep that liquidity. And at the end of the day, we've been looking at that liquidity ever since we were coming down here. We were like, hey, maybe we want to go sweep that liquidity before coming up. We didn't. We left it behind. Now we could leave this behind forever, but just simple volume profile stuff here, guys. Deviation back in, deviation back in, deviation back in. So, I'm just treating this as a volume profile. Your daily green dot is also like your VWAP's coming up pretty nicely here, and your money flow's coming up pretty nicely here as well. Nice tick up on your money flow here. So yeah, like same thing. If Ethereum's going to come back up, you have a lot of resistance ahead, right? Like, I mean, to be quite honest, I could actually move this down a little bit. But this value area high, POC, value area high golden pocket confluence, like even if we do get a pump, you still got to get above this resistance, right? And then this is your 2830 is your doorway to higher prices. You got to get above here. Probably going to bounce your head on this, but once you get above here, that's your doorway to higher prices, right? Where we have the upper previous range from above. That is going to be kind of the next big area to look at as far as price for Ethereum. Let me just hide those spider lines to clean things up, right? So, once we break out of this range, we're going to be looking to get accepted into this range and then fill this range, right? But as of right now, as long as we're within this range, I'm going to be looking down here, see if we can come down, sweep that liquidity. Let me see if I can pull up the Ethereum heat map for you guys really quickly, just so I can show you where that liquidity is sitting. I'm not just, I mean, you could assume the liquidity is sitting there. I would, if I couldn't see the heat map, I would still assume that the liquidity was sitting under there. But if we take a look here at, if we take a look here at that liquidation heat map, you guys can see here, 2150. You do have that liquidity sitting below. So it could act as a magnet for price and potentially come sweep that before a bigger move up. We also have liquidity above, right? So there's no telling which one we're going to take first. But based off the volume profiles, I will say it is looking like we might want to come down and sweep that liquidity first. So there you go. But let's see. 2-day money flow not looking too bad on Ethereum. I will say that. 3-day money flow kind of iffy. 5-day red dot printing. I mean, this honestly, to me, 5-day money flow in the red, 5-day red dot. This says to me, come put in a high time frame bull div. Sweep that liquidity, put in a high time frame bull div, and then send this thing to heaven, right? Send this thing to Pluto. That's kind of what that says to me. But this would take a long time to play out. And again, next big move up, I would be looking at this daily green dot with money flow coming up. Let's check that 90-minute real quick. Yeah, 90-minute money flow also coming up somewhat here as well. But we'll have to see. Again, guys, there is a lot of news this week. So we'll see. Like maybe maybe things are pointing up and we just nuke. Maybe things are pointing down and we just rip. Be careful out there. Like unpredictable market right now. Well, I wouldn't say unpredictable, but not as easy to predict as it typically is. I would not call crypto easy to predict. I'm just kind of being funny. But yeah. Let's see, 2-hour green dot printing. Yeah, we're already seeing the VWAP flips here. You want to go down or up, Bitcoin? Pick. Yeah, green, we'll see. Maybe we'll see. Imagine we see this play out live. Call for it on the live stream, see it play out live. That would be intense. But yeah, let's continue on here. Jenny says Orange Man pump commencing. I mean, hey, if that's I pray to God, guys. I pray that we can just rip out of here. We have some work to do if we want to see that happen. But I pray that we just rip on out of here. That would be very, very nice. But yeah, we'll see. There's a bullish case and a bearish case, and we're prepared on either end, baby. Let's go. Shout out to the CandleMafia. All right, let's go ahead and continue on here. Alt list, Bar, ETH, and Sol. Okay, with Gala, Popcat. Oh, baby, we're going heavy meme. Let's go. Shout out to Darren Does Things. I don't hate that, bro, because I feel like we're pretty light on the memes, in general. So, yeah, we'll take a look at Gala. We haven't taken a look at Gala in a minute. I'm kind of pumped. See what Gala looks like. I have not personally looked at Gala in a minute. So, yeah, let's take a look. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to JC Crypto said, Frankie, what is your computer setup? I'm looking to upgrade. Shout out to JC Crypto. My computer setup is at Tony D. I don't know. Tony D could give you all the specs on my computer. It's a custom built PC, but he knows all the parts. Tony built it, so he knows everything. But I am actually looking to upgrade it a little bit as well. But yeah, it's like I think it's like a pretty beefy just PC. But yeah, Tony D, you're about to get a full parse list from Tony D. But yeah, continuing on here, guys, let's take a look at Gala. Let's start off with Gala. We did Ethereum, and again, I do just want to point out here, guys, Ethereum on the higher time frames, like it is still in that kind of situation that we've been looking at recently, where we are in our local kind of bing bong range down here. Whether we get whatever noise happens in here, maybe we sweep the lows again, whatever happens down here. Once we wind up breaking out, whether we come down first, come back up, and then break out, this is the major value area. Auction market theory, guys. The market is always seeking fair value. Right now, it has been inside this fair value for a while. Eventually, it will either impulse down or imbalance to the downside, right? In which case, it's either going to seek out probably this previous area of balance. But if we break out to the upside and get imbalanced to the upside, we are going to seek out that higher level. And this is the situation that a lot of altcoins are in, and it's kind of my sentiment on altcoins right now. Like a lot of alts, in my opinion, are in great accumulation zones, even if we get one more drop. I am looking to accumulate some alts here, not specifically Ethereum. I have a ton of Ethereum already, but, not a bad time for any alts that look like this are in nice setups. But yeah, let's take a look at Gala. We actually haven't taken a look at Gala in a long time, so maybe Gala is in the same situation. It kind of is, right? It kind of is. So let me get rid of these older ranges. Okay. So yeah, if you guys want to do advanced analysis, just put your candlesticks and market cipher B on the same page, on the same tab. And this is really how you do the expert analysis. A lot of people don't know. This is my secret, guys. I'm kidding. Don't do that. It's extremely confusing. Let me go ahead and delete some of this stuff, and I will just pull this overall volume profile. Bada boom, bada bing. So yeah, I mean, very similar on Gala. Now, here we are. I do hold Gala. Actually, do believe that the Gala that I hold is. Oh no, actually, never mind. The Gala I hold may not be down. Or no, it might not be down as bad as I thought. But it is probably down. But these are the two volume profiles that I'm looking at, right? Like very similar to Bitcoin. I mean, I'm sorry, Ethereum, not Bitcoin. Bitcoin does not look like this. But, I don't have a lot of Gala. Not a huge, I like Gala. They actually have real games that you can play. But, yeah, I'm not buying Gala right now. I do own it, though, right? But in general, right, the market is always going to be seeking fair value. And locally, you have this upper range and this lower range. You get the imbalance to the upside. It is likely that we are going to seek out this range, right? So to give you these levels, I will mark them off on the chart for you guys. No, bada boom, bada bing. Okay, so you got your value area high, your POC, and your value area low. You can take those levels right there, right? And then your upper range is sitting up here. And this is just local, guys. These are the local ranges, right? So this is like short-term price action, because even if we get back up to this value area high at about 6 cents, that's nowhere near the upper range. Now, again, is Gala going to come back this cycle? I hope so. There's no guaranteeing that, right? But, not all altcoins come back, but hopefully they do, right? I think, mostly everything pumps in a bull market. It's kind of just like throw a dart at a board, pick your poison. Things going to rip in a massive bull run for the most part. It is more, crypto's more of a game of narrative hopping and, investing in what has the most hype around it, rather than making a sound decision based off of like really good tech. Now, is that a better long-term play to do, go for things with really good tech and a long-term game plan? Yeah, I mean, I would think so, right? But in crypto, it's narrative hopping, right? Like the hottest meme coin can make you a bunch of money as long as there's enough liquidity to sell. Obviously very risky. But, you could have if nobody cares about the project, it could be the best project ever. But a lot of times you will have a project that's really good, has really good tech, and has a lot of hype and plays on narratives. But yeah, we'll see. But locally, these are going to be the ranges I would look at. Break out of your lower range. I'd be looking to come up here. So yeah, this is coming in, 0.017 cents, POC at 2 cents, value area high at 0.023 cents. Break out of here. Price is likely going to seek out that fair value, right? And then you pull up your local VPVR. Come on, volume. There you go. Once we break out here, you do have some high volume nodes here, but for the most part, pretty big gap. Get above this high volume node. Bing bong. Going to be looking up towards that value area high, value area low. Flip that value area low, POC. Pretty quick move up to your value area high. Now, those are your local levels, right? So I'm going to grab this. Right? I'm going to grab all these, and I'm just going to call these local VPs, right? Bada boom. Right? We also come up to a higher time frame. We also have a macro situation playing out here, right? You have your, it's kind of a weird range to pull, but you have your lower range here. Maybe I would pull it here. You have your lower range here, and then you have your upper bull market range. That was a sloppy pull. Bear with me, guys. Come on. So yeah, then you have your kind of upper range here, which would be kind of the more macro, right? And at the end of the day, this is your lower accumulation range. Once this breaks out and gets a massive imbalance to the upside, you are going to be targeting the big value area low here, sitting at about 16 cents, right? Come up, bada boom, flip that to support, go to the POC, go to the value area high. Remember, auction market theory, guys. Price always seeks fair value. The fair value is within these ranges, right? This is how the volume profiles work. Overvalued, when it's in the range, it's considered fair value. When you deviate from the low, this is discount or undervalued. You're looking to go back to the POC and the value area high. This is overvalued. Come back into the range. You go to the POC, back to the low. Vice versa, right? You're just looking to go do that back and forth. Whether you're on the 5-minute, the weekly, the 10-minute, the 20-minute, the 3-day, it doesn't matter. It all trades the same way. If I see this formation, right, if I see this on a 5-minute, right, go to the 30-minute, pull a volume profile, right? Just pull it right here, right? When we deviate above these highs, that's overvalued. Back to the POC, right? And then you go for the value area low, you don't hit it, right? This is a rough pull. But you eventually reject and come to the value area low. This is undervalued. Get back into the range, go up to the value area high. Now, there's a lot more to it than that, right? You can't just have an alert here, and then as soon as it happens, you short and make $1 bazillion. Obviously, there's more to it, but it is an extremely, extremely lucrative, way to look at the markets, and an extremely predictive way to look at the market. So start mixing that with a lot of the stuff that we talk about in the premium Discord, the order flow, liquidity. You start mixing all these things together, market cipher, Lux algo, all this stuff that we use, it turns into an absolutely overpowered trading strategy. And actually, speaking of the volume profiles, guys, before we move on to we'll take a look at WIF next, and then we can take a look at Solana. But just kind of, if I pull up a clean chart here real quick, if we look at this local range that we have on, let me copy this so I can grab it exactly. Come on. There we go. And can I just paste this here? I think you can. Oh, God, man, that is crazy. I love that. I just figured out you guys can. I just figured out you could do that. There's not a lot of things I don't know how to do on TradingView, and I just experimented that with on the live stream one time, and it just worked. It was magic. Absolutely insane. But anyway, if you wanted to, if you check out shout out to Lux Algo, by the way, guys, sponsor of the channel. This indicator is free. My indicator is free. Search Frankie Candles on TradingView. Make sure it's Lux Algo, by Lux Algo. Click on this, and then pull your volume profile. I will say, if we pull this, right, this indicator will help you understand how to look at these volume profiles and where to look for the confirmations, right? It points out when the bearish confirmations with these sauce cans and divergence lines, it lets you know when those confirmations are occurring outside of a value area, and you may return back into the value area. You can't use these as buy or sell signals, right? But you can use them. It'll help you understand what I look at on the charts, and I was kind of hoping this was going to look a little bit cleaner as far as the range goes. Yeah, like even here, right? Get rid of this. Come on, get out of here, right? You deviate above the high, right? You get your bearish divergence, you're outside the value area, you're expecting to go back to the POC and then back to the low, right? And if you use this indicator, you will find, right, and I didn't even change any settings here. If I change this to, you could have it look for, I have it searching, typically I have it search the external indicator for divergences, but you could even, wave trend, RSI, RSI is a good one as well. But yeah, wave trends actually winds up being pretty good for this. But, oftentimes, if you're looking at this volume profile, you will see those sauce cans, where are we at? You will see those sauce cans print, pull it on this profile, bada boom. You will see them print outside the value area like I just showed you, right? And you can even see here, you're getting sauce cans because you're outside this previous value area. But yeah, like pretty insane value area, overpowered free value area, overpowered free trading view indicator from your boy Frankie Candles in Luxalgo. Shout out to Luxalgo for helping us make that, or literally making it. We just kind of talked to them about what we wanted in it, and they designed it. Let's see. Okay, can we take a look at PIA? Why did I say PIA? Why did I say PIA? TIA. Shout out to the Bitcoin realists. Yeah, we can try to take a look at TIA. Let me write that down real quick. We can take a look at TIA, no problem. Sauce it, baby. Shout out to Co. Yeah, and guys, a lot of people love the Frankie Candles Essentials. Like it goes without fail that a couple of times a week we get someone in the in the live stream that just is like, oh my God, Frankie's free indicator is a money printer. Now, I would never advertise it as a money printer. Nothing is a money printer in trading. You always have to put in the work, right? But people love it, right? And it is for good reason, right? I think it's a really well-designed indicator, especially for 100% free. Shout out to Luxalgo. Also, check out their paid indicators as well. They have a bunch of awesome paid indicators as well. But, yeah. Let's continue on here. Bada boom, bada bing. I'd like to see TIA test its yearly low. Shout out to Elite Way, says, when do you use regular candles and when do you use Heikinashi? That is a great question, but I'm going to explain it while we're taking a look at WIF. Let's take a look at WIF here. Right, let's see. Let's take a look at WIF Bybit. Okay, so Heikinashi, so to be quite honest, I used to look at Heikinashi a lot more. The reason for Heikinashi, for me, right, the reason I like to look at Heikinashi from time to time, I probably like 99% of the time used to look at Heikinashis. Now I kind of just got lazy from switching back and forth, to be quite honest. But really the reason for, I do still use it, or use them, I should say. But the reason for Heikinashis is it's just easier to identify trends. Right? Like, it's just cleaner to look at, in my opinion, right? So, you look at this downtrend, it's just all red candles, nice downtrend, right? Now, bring that over to regular candles. It's like red, green, oh, red, oh, green, red. It just smooths out the price action. That's simply all it does. Takes an average of the candles and gives you more smooth price action. It's a little cleaner. There really is. It's not like, and the other thing is, too, right, like, if you have regular candles, your wicks, right, or the, your candle's going to give you an average price. So if you want the actual, like, dollar tick to a price, you got to look at regular candles. So there's benefits, and there's not really, I don't want to say drawbacks. It's just like, it really just smooths the price action, as you can see, right? It's just kind of like, super choppy, super choppy, it's kind of noisy. And then, down. Up, down, up, down, up, down, right? Just a little cleaner, a little bit easier on the eyes, if you will. But yeah, I go back and forth. That's why, and you could you could use shortcuts up here on TradingView, so you could just easily switch back and forth. You used to have to like go here and then find them. Now you can just kind of click them on, click them off. I also use bars sometimes as well. But yeah, there you go, Elite. Hopefully that answers your question. It cuts out all the noise. Yeah, shout out to Nigel Smith. Absolutely. Does it matter which part of your chart you start building ranges on? Yeah, shout out to International. I have a tutorial video on the channel talking about how I use volume profiles, where I pull them from. It's a little bit more of an art than a science. It took me a long time to like figure out how I like to pull my ranges and what worked the best for me. But for the most part, I pull them over, sideways price action. And, because these levels are based off volume, if you pull it here, those levels are going to be legit, right? If you pull it here, those levels are also going to be legit. You might get different levels, but they're still going to be legit because it's calculated off the volume, right? They're not just magic lines on the chart. They're actually calculated based off volume. So yeah, watch the video. It'll help you out. It'll be easier to. I talk about kind of where to pull them from. So hopefully that helps you out, bro. Okay. So on with here. Let's take a look here. Bada boom. Okay, so the way I would kind of view this is similar to what we were looking at on Ethereum, where you have that 2024 kind of top, right? Except WIF is in a different situation, right? Because you have the 2024 top, and then you also kind of had this, little bear market range down here, right? And, WIF made a run for that previous value area and then back into the range. Ethereum is still kind of hanging out down here structurally. But WIF kind of made a break again into that previous volume profile, but it does not want to take to that POC. It just keeps coming up to that POC. Bing bong. Back to the POC. Bing bong. Right? Just absolutely insane. Just respecting that POC like crazy. But it would still definitely be a key level to watch, right? So you have your value area high, your POC, your value area low. I'll even label them for you guys, right? So you got your value area low. You got your POC. And then you got your value area high, right? Technically, they're previous, but it's okay, right? And then your other range is kind of sitting down here, right? Other than this crazy deviation and then this crazy deviation. So this is, again, kind of the situation that Ethereum's in, right? Ethereum's just kind of bing-bonging around here. WIF got the breakout to test the POC. But this just goes to show you, this is what we can expect on Ethereum potentially, right? Ethereum gets the impulse out of that range, you're probably going to go test that POC. Ethereum gets a break out of that range. What happened to our TA here? Bear with me. Ethereum breaks that. I'm getting trolled, guys. I'm getting trolled. I'm getting hacked. I'm getting hacked, Mafia. Oh, my God. Okay. So, yeah, we break out of here. Impulse. Going to go. I mean, where's that POC on Ethereum? It's even higher up in the range. So, yeah, break out of here. Be looking to, get sucked up in towards that volume profile. You have your value area low. You have a lot of, resistance levels in between. Your POC is a little farther away on Ethereum. But just to kind of show you guys how that actually works. On, let's pull WIF back up, right? You get out of here. You get gravitated towards that value area, right? You hold that value area low as support. Your next likely place for price to go, bing bong, up to the POC. And then you want to flip that POC to get a move to the high. But WIF couldn't do it. So, key levels I would be looking at right now, you did just come back and back test this value area high. So on WIF, I would be careful. Why is that? Well, you are hitting support, so that's important to realize. However, if you're unable to get a bounce off this support to get a big move up, you could get accepted back in here, and that would be calling for a potential move down to about $1.57, right? So this is the danger zone. This is the doorway to lower prices. Doorway to lower prices, right? Break below here, can't get back above, looking to go to the POC. Same thing that we looked at on Bitcoin, right? Hide this, pull up the main range, right? Breakdown, you kind of faked out here, but you can't get back above that value area low. You're looking to make your way to where? The POC. Same old thing, right? We look at this every day and see it play out tons and tons of times. The volume profiles are super reliable. Let's see, 5-day, 6-day, weekly red dot confirmed. Okay, yeah. So, I mean, I'll say this. It doesn't, 16-hour money flow crossover into the red. That doesn't look the best. Daily money flow coming out, 2-day money flow kind of coming out as well, 3-day money flow in the red. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. You have a 3-hour and a 4-hour bull div into this value area high. But yeah, you're kind of just in between no man's land here, right? You hold this value area high, look for a bounce up into the value area low. That's your key level of resistance, 246. Flip that, look up to the POC at 282, right? Break below the value area high at 195. Could open the door to, again, 157, where we have that POC. And those are the levels I'd be looking at on WIF and kind of what I would expect moving forward here. But again, this week is probably going to be very, very, very volatile. Be careful out there. Shout out to Jedi Skirk. What is going on, bro? He said, let's go. Smash that like button. Yeah, guys, let's go for 750 likes on tonight's live stream. I don't know if we're going to, I don't know how many we have right now. I can't see them. But let's go for it. I think we can do it. Shout out to the Mafia. Smash that like button if you guys are getting any sauce. If you guys were in the live stream last night, where we were looking for the literal push up into our key level here. I mean, We don't give away all the sauce here. We got to keep some for the premium Discord. At least, we keep the trade setups, the confirmations, the actual, follow along, trade next to me type situation for the Discord. But we talk about those key levels, guys, and I share my plans with what I'm doing with you guys. Fully transparent, showing the trades, showing the levels, talking about where I'm expecting rejections and how I'm sticking to plans. And this is my plan right now. This is my plan. If we get stopped out, luckily, we're kind of playing both sides of the coin here. So even if we're wrong, we're still going to get paid out on the long that we're still holding a portion of. But this is still my plan. I'm hoping, I'll be honest, guys, if this plays out, low key, the volume profiles plus market cipher beat plus the order flow and what we use in the premium Discord needs to be studied by scientists. I'm just saying, don't investigate me. Don't investigate me like, oh my God, does he have a crystal ball? Don't look at me. Okay? There's no crystal ball. There's no crystal ball. There's nothing. Don't investigate me. But the volume profiles need to be studied. Study them, not me. Them, not me. Not me. Them. Okay. Anyway, I'm just kidding, guys. FBI. We know you have the crystal ball. All right. Anyway, let's continue on. Shout out to Max. 333 says, where do you see WIF going all-time high? Should we do an all-time high prediction here? Well, shout out to Max. I will tell you this. If I give you an all-time high for WIF, there is absolutely zero validity behind it other than, there's more validity than what most people will do price predictions off of. I don't know what people do price predictions off of other than TA, but I will say this. We can look at some Fibonacci extensions. This is really the only way, that in my opinion, that I could give you some kind of realistic targets. And we look at this stuff on the live stream all the time. We see these targets get hit. New all-time high for WIF starting off, right? Like, you would have to calculate, like, can WIF get to $15? Like, what would the market – you have to do the math, right? You have to figure what would the market cap be at a $5 WIF or a $14 WIF? What's that market cap? Is it even realistic for it to get there, right? This is the thing, the problem that I have with XRP going to 10K, right? Like, you could do, you could draw it on a chart, XRP going to 10K, but the math makes no sense when you start thinking about market cap, right? It needs to be like $550 trillion in XRP, which would not only make it a bazillion times bigger than Bitcoin, but like 500, 600 times bigger than the entire crypto market only in XRP. And not even that, like bigger than all the money ever, right? Crazy. But again, I don't know the market cap kind of calculations here, but this would be like the next big zone. If you get a big breakout here, you come tap that all-time high. Very simply put, I'd be looking to come in between about $5.77 all the way up to like $6.50, right? Maybe even $7, like this whole zone here, to be quite honest. Like, maybe we'll mark this out, right? Like, this will be, target 1. Or I'm sorry, this will be target. I'll do target 2, right? I'm not going to do like all 3 targets. I'll just do target 1, right? Target 1 and target 2. And then Max, you tell me. You come back in here. I don't really pay much attention to WIF, to be quite honest with you. I trade mostly Bitcoin, right? I own a little bit of WIF. I buy meme coins, right? But I don't really pay much attention to the chart, to be quite honest with you. This is like, I'll check my WIF when we're in a parabolic bull run, and it'll probably be up. But Max, you come back in here, and if we come up here, be like, yo, Frankie, we hit your targets. I need another target. You let me know, and we'll come up and take a look at some of these other targets. But, yeah, target 1 would be about 575. Target 2, 724. Somewhere in this zone if you break the all-time high, right? You rip above that, you could be looking between $9 and $11. So that's kind of what I would do. But that's just based off Fibonacci extensions, right? So, there's nothing, like, magical about this. Some people will make videos and be like, this is why, like WIF is going to $10 this week. It's like, you can't know that. God, stop trying to trick people. You can't know that. It's impossible, right? But that's a realistic target if you wind up breaking the all-time high. Could you get to $14 potentially? But there's more research that needs to be done based off market cap, right? So there you go. I'm giving you all the tools here, all the resources. Coinperspective.com. The Coin Perspective, is it .com? Yeah, thecoinperspective.com. That is not it. No, that is the perspective. We need the coin. The coin perspective, right? Put it into perspective. Go to thecoinperspective.com. I have no affiliation with these people at all. This is literally just a tool that I think everybody needs to know about. If you want to know if your price prediction is realistic, or if your friend telling you that this meme coin is going to go to $1 And there's likely no chance of that happening based off of math. Not enough people are going to buy, just math. Use the coin perspective, right? Your target price, right? Well, let's say for XRP, it's already on XRP, right? Target price for XRP, $10,000. It is a 20,000x almost, and the market cap would have to be $568.7 trillion. That is over 500 times all of crypto and all of a lot of other things in the world. Like, that is the most unrealistic thing I've ever seen in my life. Now, there are things that people argue. They're like, I don't fully understand the argument for a $10,000 XRP. The government the government's gonna buy your coins back for $10,000 a piece or something like that. I doubt that. Like, I don't see a world where that would ever be possible. But maybe if they tokenize every asset on Earth, like onto the XRP ledger, like maybe that does something. I don't know, right? I'm just a trader. But I don't know. Like math, like data chart math-wise, I don't see how this would ever be possible. Unless there's something I don't understand, which I am 100% open to. Maybe there's something I don't understand, but if I don't understand it, you got to be able to explain it, because if you can't explain it, I can't believe it, right? It can't just be like, the government's going to buy back for $10,000. Like, explain that. Like how realistic is that really to happen? Now, I'm out of anybody in the world, guys, I am someone who wants XRP to go to $10,000. I want it to go to $10,000 more than anybody. Trust me. But, you know, hey, I hope I'm wrong. I hope that's not the case. But, guys, check out Coin Perspective. Doge to $100, right? Like, just come in here, put your target price. Like, can XRP get to $10 to $15? I think it's much more realistic, right? 28x, 853 billion. I think it's like even really high for XRP, to be quite honest. I'd be looking like $7 to $10, right? Like 398. That's much more realistic. You know, $10 even. That's even more realistic. But yeah, $15 not impossible. Like, even $20 wouldn't be impossible. It really depends on what happens with the rest of the market. So yeah, coinperspective.com, guys. Huge resource that you should use. All right, let's see. Bada boom. Shout out to Dwayne Hooper, bro. Thank you so much for that super chat, bro. He says, what's a good entry on deviations on the volume profile BTC? Shout out to Dwayne Hooper. I don't know exactly what you're asking. Like, do you mean like what would be a good entry price? Or you mean like what do I look at to enter into a when you deviate above the profile? The answer to that question changes on every single trade. Every single trade it'll change. So it depends, right? It depends on what the market looks like. It depends on what resistance looks like. It depends on what market cipher looks like. Is it possible to put in divergences? Is it possible that we could be looking for SFPs? Is it possible? There's a million different confirmations we can look for. So yeah, hard to answer that. It really depends on. But what I can show you with the with the Frankie Candles Essentials, right? For the most part, what this is going to show you is let me see if I could find a decent. Let me see if I could find a good range here. Let me see. I just want to find a nice sideways range. Okay, so let's pull it on this. This is nice and flat. So Frankie Candles Essentials. Click it. And then you select one anchor point. You select your next anchor point, right? So I'll just pull this, right? So here, what this is pointing out is a bearish divergence, right? And again, you want to have multiple levels of confluence, but what this is really pointing out is that you are above a volume profile, right, or value area high. This is considered an overvalued asset. You are seeing a bearish confirmation, which is this bearish divergence, and you could pull these bear divs or bull divs based off the wave trend, the matrix oscillator for Lux Algo. You can also use whatever external indicator you like to use for divergences. Come to external, click external, go to external oscillator. So if I'm using market cipher B, I select market cipher B, and then it pulls those divergences from market cipher B. You can also pick if you are looking for the divergences at the wicks or the bodies of the candles. We put a lot of work into this, guys. Like, we don't even charge for it, but we put a lot of work in this. Shout out to Lux Algo, guys. They put in so much work in developing this exactly how we wanted it. We went back and forth, gave them notes. They went back with us. Is this possible? Can you do this? We'll have to do it this way. Just to give it away for free to you guys to help you encompass, my basic strategy in one indicator. But yeah, you come up, the bearish divergence marked out here on the bodies and the wicks. The sauce can is letting you know that all of that is happening as you are overvalued outside the value area, making it likely that you can get a return back into the profile, back down to the POC, back down to the value area low, right? And then, if you come down to lower time frames, right, there might not be a divergence, say, on, like, even here, right? You got some earlier divergences. And then, like, even here, you barely came out of the volume profile, but you did get bull divs into that value area low. Sauce can, back in, you held support right to the POC. You're not always going to get the return to the value area high. Oftentimes, right? Oftentimes, when I am trading a volume profile, like almost every time, right, my first take profit is going to be the POC, right? TP1 is POC. We hit that more often than not. And then if you can get above the POC, you look for the final TP at the value area high. And again, there are other things because you're not always going to get a rejection. Like this isn't going to be 100% hit rate. And I know, like, if you wind up pulling this on some price action, it looks like it can have like a ridiculous hit rate, and it does. But you can't just trade this alone, right? You have to incorporate other forms of analysis, right? But like even here, you start putting in divergences above the profile, and you wound up coming back in. You didn't get to the POC, but you did wind up coming back up here, right? So you got the move back in, but it didn't play out in full. There's other things you need to look for, but even here, right, this is kind of a beautiful example. Deviation below the low. You get the bullish divergence. You're outside the volume profile. You get back in right to the POC. Couldn't flip it, so you would only hit TP1 there. You deviate below again, right? You get your bullish divergence. You're outside that volume profile. You get a return back in, and you go to the POC, right? You couldn't get back in, right? And then here, you deviate out, bearish divergence. These are kind of wonky price actions. These are just like random examples, right? Probably not the best ones, but even here, deviation, bullish divergence. You get the sauce can. You're outside, undervalued, hold support, POC, flip the POC, go to the value area high. I have a video on the channel. Shout out to any of the mods that have any of the mods who have, if anyone has a link to that video showing how you can use this, I would greatly appreciate it for anyone who wants to go ahead and give it a try. And again, it's free on TradingView, no strings attached. Just search my name, click it, and you could use it on your chart right now. And yeah, and you would just pull it over ranging price action, right? Like even here, right? Little range. Come on, there we go, right? Yeah, whacked out wick back to the low. Even here, deviation below the low, bullish divergence, back up to the high. And there's also other features here, guys. Like you have automatic populating Fibonacci levels, right? So you don't have to pull your fib. It'll just auto pull your fib. You can change all those settings. You could show hidden divergences. You could turn on and off the tons of stuff you could do here. So yeah, go check it out. Let's see. Shout out to Harris. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Appreciate you so much. He says, can Crow hit $5 and Jasmine $5? Shout out to Harris. Let's see. Can Crow hit $5? I mean, it's hard, right? Because it's not only the market cap, right? It's also the fact is, like, are you going to be able to get people to buy it up to that price, right? So it's like, it's kind of hard to say. Like, can it, like, market cap wise, we'd have to do the research. It would take a lot of time. We don't have time to do it on the live stream tonight. But yeah, you would just basically, like, what I would do is I would go to the coin perspective, click on Crow, type in your target price, see that market cap, and then just try to think, is that realistic, right? Like, is a meme coin, right? If you see a meme coin, you want it to go to $1, if you want your meme coin to go to $1, right? And it needs to have a market cap of $70 trillion. You have to think to yourself, like, is this meme coin going to, like, overtake the market cap of Bitcoin? Probably not. Like, even if all the degenerates buy that meme coin, they're not going to have more money than institutions. Like, if you want trillions of dollars in an asset, you need institutions to invest in it, right? You need big money to invest in it. All the degenerates in the world can invest. It's never going to be able to hit that market cap just because of the lack of money that's going to be able to go into that, right? Now, if your meme coin had a reason, if institutions had a reason to invest in your meme coin, then maybe. But yeah, so that's what I would do, right? Just, like, think to yourself, is it realistic that people would invest in this, right? Because then the fundamentals come in, the attention, all that stuff. So it's really hard to say. It's hard to put, like, a binary answer on. But shout out to Harris. That's how I would do the research. So there you go. Tony said, did you hear about the crypto investor that made it big in Hollywood? He had to sell his soul. Shout out to Tony D. Unbelievable, bro. Shout out to Tony D with the fire crypto dad jokes, or the crad jokes, as I like to call them. Shout out to Dwayne Hooper. Thank you again for the super chat, bro. He said, 10-4, TA King, no glazing. Match deviation with money flow. Yeah, that could be something else you look at as well. If I were looking at this, right, I'm just going to pull a regular profile just because it's quicker. I don't have to go into my indicators, right? So if I was looking at this volume profile, right, and I'm looking at, say, a low time frame. Oh, come on, where to go? Dropping that educational sauce here tonight on the live stream, guys. A lot of people would charge for this. So yeah, right, like, so say I'm looking at this volume profile, right, and I'm like, hey, I'm up at the high here. Let me just put a vertical line here so I can easily find it, right? So if I'm looking here, hey, maybe I have low time frame bear divs here. Let me check. And again, you want to see more than bearish divergences, but just for an example, you can line it up with money flow, right? You can use money flow as a confirmation, right? So what am I doing here? Let's see. Do I have a reason to look for a pullback here? Well. What do we have? Higher highs on our price action, lower highs on our momentum waves, money flow coming out. Bada boom. And not only that, but that money flow wound up giving you the continuation of that downtrend. So not only did money flow give you the move from the high to the low with, again, a bearish confirmation here with the divergence, but that money flow was able to continue down in a big way. So at that point, you come down to this value area low, right? If you're looking for that to play out and price gets here, you might think to yourself, hey, this money flow crossover on the 24-minute, I thought this was the 15-minute, that money flow crossover into the red on the 24-minute, this might be able to continue us down in a much bigger way because that money flow is crossing into the red. So what would I be looking for? I might look to hold a portion of this trade, look for lackluster pullbacks, and then just look to hold this for a continued trend to the downside and turn that little scalp, right, or this little day trade into an absolute grand slam. So there you go. Shout out to Dwayne Hooper. Thank you for the super chats, and hopefully that helps you out. All right, let's see. Shout out to Toaster. Says, I love trading pure price action. That's another thing, too, right? Like, I do trade the pure price action as well. Like, even, like, market structure. There's a lot that goes into it, right? There's never going to be an indicator ever that you can just get. Even mine, right? I would have every reason to push mine. Even my indicator is not going to be able to just give you an instant buy and sell. There's nothing that exists out there. If someone's telling you can buy an indicator and just hit buy and sell on it, they're lying to you and they're trying to steal your money, right? And there's nothing out. If there was something out there, guys, I would not be a trader, right? I would just get a bot. Shout out to Tony D. I would have Tony D code a bot, and we would just be like doing whatever we wanted, laying around, not looking at the charts, just making infinite money off an indicator. It does not exist. There is no shortcut. There is no cheat code, right? There are cheat codes, but they require work, and they require learning, and they require skill. Nothing amazing, nothing great comes easy. I said this last night. So yeah, there is no indicator that'll be buy and sell, not even mine, right? And if anyone's selling you different, they're just lying to your face, and they have no morals whatsoever. And yeah, because most indicators show historical, are like print historical data, but that doesn't make it useless, right? Like historical indicators based off historical price action, it does not make it useless by any means, and especially like money flow, right? Is money flow being calculated off of past price action? Yes, right? That's 100% true, unless I'm wrong about that, but I would guess this is true. But because of the directional nature, you can still get future predictions ahead of time, right? So it's not telling you that when we get here, we're going to dump. But it's telling you that, hey, money is leaving over time, right? Allowing you to identify the direction of money flow. And we just know if money is leaving the asset, it's probably going to dump, right? Depending on the time frame. So it does let you kind of future project, even though it's based off historical price action, if that makes sense. But yeah, I agree. Shout out to whoever said that. I forgot who said it. But yeah, let's go ahead and continue on here, guys. Bada boom, bada bing. VW John said, I sent you $49.95 for that indicator because you said the sauce cans for signals. Shout out to VW John. But yeah, guys, got a little sidetracked there, but I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I think we are about at our, we ran late. I got sidetracked there for a bit. But yeah, guys, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's price action live stream. Just still kind of bing-bonging around here. Even this, guys, this price action's wonked. It's like dump, pump, dump, pump, dump, pump. It's sketchy out there, guys. It is sketchy out there. So be careful if you're out there trading, guys. If we're going to get the bigger move down, I'm looking for this 15-minute money flow crossover into the red with our 4-hour red dot if it wants to print. We'll see what happens. If we get the bullish case, you guys know, we'll stop out of the short for a small profit or a small loss, and we'll let that long continue to ride us up. You guys now know the key levels we need to get above to see all-time highs and the next targets to the upside that I'm looking at. And I don't know. I don't want to jinx it, but I kind of feel like we're going to be sitting here at either one of those targets, and we'll be like, well, I guess it played out, guys. But with all that being said, guys, that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. Thank you all for tuning in and hanging out with us here on Election Day. appreciate you guys so much. Yeah, shout out to the Bitcoin Realist. Thank you for, going to be sketchy for another good 5 hours at least, and tomorrow as well, probably going to be pretty crazy. Shout out to International. Thank you for being here. Chaos, shout out to Chaos. Shout out to Elite Ways, VW John, Dwayne Hooper, Toaster, MAA, or Ma, as I like to call him. Shout out to Torgado. Shout out to Hodl Crypto, the Jordan Park Empire. Thank you guys all for being here. I appreciate every single one of you, and I will see you here tomorrow. Use those stop losses. Be careful out there because it's going to get crazy. I'll see you guys tomorrow. That's all I got. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong!
Coach, what's next for me, Joe? I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Space shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, though they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
I'm at a loss here, guys. I don't know what to do for the fake out. I'm going to do a speed tour of TIA. Let's do it. Going to 0. All right, guys. I'm just kidding. Real quick here on TIA, guys. I mean, hey, it is going to be a speed run here, guys. Just still sitting below this value area low. VWAP coming up on your 2-day. Daily green dot looking to print. Ooh, can we get a recovery? I would be kind of chilling out on this, with the volatility of this week. But, yeah, I mean, still in the same situation. Deviate below the lows, discount. Deviate below the lows, discount. Return back into the range, return back into the range, discount. Huh? I don't know. Again, you'd have to look for bullish confirmations down here of some kind. We'll have to see. But I would be more interested in these alts longer term rather than short term. If we do go ahead and break the lows here, maybe we have some liquidity sitting down below here at about 371. That's kind of your last kind of ditch effort to hold support before potentially going much, much, much lower. You do not want to lose these lows. And we are losing that 786, so that's not really the best sign. But yeah, we'll see. You want to hold these lows down here on TIA, but we'll see. Yeah, that's all I got. Same situation as always. I'll see you guys next time. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor.